Students who are in the online, am I audible to you? Online students. Okay. So let us start the discussion. We'll move to the further. Previously, we completed complete concept of what? Flow control statements. 4 p.m. Flow control statements. If you look into that index, if you look at this entire concept, we completed it. Conditionals and looping statements and transfer flow control statements. With the combined examples on this entire thing and this loops inside the loop. That is called what? Inner loops concept. We already discussed it. And I hope today you might attend the morning session. Attended up? Are you new? Online student. Okay. So why offline today? Ma? How you want to see? Right. So coming to the point. So last class, I already completed this kind of concepts. And now today I'm entering into the another concept we are entering, the functions concept I'm going to discuss. So daily students, you must join in the morning time and you must attend the NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. You must attend. All the students in the online, try to take care. So all of you, whoever is possible, you try to attend. If you don't attend, I don't know the reason for it. Try to attend. That's my advice. So today I'm talking about functions concept I'm going to discuss. Functions in Python. This is another topic I'm going to discuss. So here I'm talking about index. I'm talking about the index. So here I want to go for index. So first, purpose of functions. I'm going to explain purpose of functions. Next, I'm talking about advantages of functions. Advantages of functions. Next, I'm going to talk about parts of functions. Parts of functions. Next, I'm going to discuss about phases in functions. Phases in functions. Next, I'm talking about syntax for defining functions in Python. Syntax for defining functions in Python and number of approaches to define functions. To define functions. Number of approaches to define functions followed by programming examples. Programming examples. This is our first day. This is our first part of the subject. So, who is this person? Swastik. Sir, we have not completed the Python. Shall we join NumPy and Pandas? You join after 3 years, okay, student? You join after 3-4 years, okay now? I said yesterday join Python, NumPy and Pandas. And you are saying that yesterday only I said to you, tomorrow you join Python for Pandas. Tomorrow I'm going to start, I said. And you are saying we have not completed the Python. So shall we join NumPy Pandas? You join after 3 years or 4 years, okay now? So that time Python will complete. My dear student, follow me what I said. And if you want to take your own self decisions, you take it and we are not responsible for it. I said join NumPy and Pandas and Matplotlib as a part of my class and try to get the good career. Okay now? So later you teach your wish. Morning I've seen some number of students. They don't know data types also. And one student came, he is retired from job and some of the students might be there with him. He's worked in NABARD. He worked in NABARD. You know, NABARD is a banking sector. Actually, why he is learning Python? He said after you went, everybody, he said his reasons. Number one, after retirement, he may getting the problem of forgetting. The Alzheimer's problem, he's saying. So he want to make his brain sharp. I said, tell to my students, everybody tell. I said, tell to my students, I said, because you are also having the same problem, correct? Having the same problem, right? You retired already, 22 years only you retired. He retired after 60 years and is coming to the class. And he learned Python from some other batch. And he don't know, he shown his notes also later. How many data types? Three data types. Int, float, bool. Over. So students, try to follow carefully. Don't miss my class. Swastik, Mohanty, you try to join tomorrow class. And if you start learning after Python completed, if you join it, and we will be almost 10 years back of everybody. Now move to the next. Number of approaches to define functions, programming examples. Next, we are discussing about parameters, parameters and arguments. There we will talk about what is the parameter, what is an argument, and next we'll talk about types of arguments. Types of arguments. There we'll talk about number one, positional arguments. Positional arguments. Next, the second one I'm talking about default arguments. Default arguments. Third one I'm talking about keyword arguments. Keyword arguments. And the fourth one we talk about variable length arguments. Variable length. Variable length arguments. Next we'll talk about another one. Another one we talk about the fifth one we'll talk about another one. Keyword variable length arguments. Keyword variable length arguments. On every area, programming examples we are going to discuss. This is another part of it. So I can say this part is completed. You are fully happy with the functions. You are fully happy with the functions. But these things which I'm discussing is just like ultimate research level we talk about it. Next, we talk about third level. Third level, I'm going to discuss local and global variables. Local and global variables, followed by programming examples for that area. And next, we'll talk about global keyword. Global keyword, followed by programming examples on that area. Very, very important. Next, I'm talking about global's function. Global's function, followed by programming examples. Most important. And combined examples of all these things. This is another area, most confusing area. Most confusing area. We are talking about that. Next, we'll talk about after completion of it, comprehension technique. Comprehension technique. Comprehensions. Comprehension techniques. There we'll talk about number one, list comprehension. List comprehension. And next, second one we'll talk about set comprehension. And the third one we'll talk about dict comprehension. And the fourth one, tuple comprehension is not there. I'm writing in the bracket, not there. Generally, people are saying that it is there. I'll show you how blunder it is. But how we are going to get it, I'm going to show you. Followed by programming examples. Programming examples, we are talking about it. This is the third one, third area. Third or fourth or fourth. Next, we are talking about anonymous functions. Anonymous functions are lambda functions. So lambda functions. Next, implementation of anonymous functions or lambda functions. Implementation and syntax for anonymous functions, followed by programming examples. Most important. Next, we are talking about another kind of concept, special functions in Python. Special functions in Python. Special functions in Python. There we'll talk about filter function, filter function with normal and anonymous functions. Filter function with normal and anonymous functions. Second one, we'll talk about map function with normal and anonymous functions. Normal and anonymous functions. Third one, we'll talk about reduce function with normal and anonymous functions, followed by programming examples. Programming examples. This is about the concept of what? Functions. And at the same time, after finishing that, we are talking about inner functions concept also is going to come. Inner functions, inner or what? Nested functions concept. Nested functions concept also I will discuss. And when you are learning the subject, that is going to be known as what? Decorators, we can call it decorators. We are going to talk separately this part. So coming to the point back, this is the index of my topic. This topic I'm going to discuss about around 7 days. I'm going to discuss plus 1 day extra. I'm going to keep it. So if you respond well, if you speak well, if you practice well, you will understand. If you don't speak and sitting like a senior citizen, after retirement, if you come to my class, nothing will happen. And after retirement, he is coming to my class. You want to do something else more. And he is an inspiration for you. Morning you have seen. You want to sit daily there only. And when I asked a question, he himself said something. Did you understand that? Nothing. It will not work out practically also. So he opened his notes. Sir, my sir said like this only. After that, I realized what is the subject. Even I shown you what is the mutability. I asked a question on mutability. So he did not answer anything. He answered something which is not correct. So anything you are saying, it should be practically correct. And with my knowledge, even though you did not respond in the class properly, you will learn the subject well, provided when you are serious about the subject. And you are not responding, I am not compromising anywhere. I will do my duty well. Because from my side, nothing should be. I should get a name that is a good teacher. If you don't read, what can I do? You tell me. Correct? Shall we start off? Now, I will start from my side. If you respond or not, if I start thinking now, I cannot move forward. Let us create one small folder. I'll take it functions here. Functions, there I'm taking about notes. Inside of that, I'm taking about the index of functions. So I will move to the further, talking about the purpose of functions. Now I'm going to start introduction to functions. I'm going to talk. What are the need of functions? Why functions required? All those things. At the same time, one more thing I forget to tell you. In this place only, I will add it. Here I'm going to write it. Types of languages. Types of languages. There I will talk about to give you more knowledge, powerful knowledge. There I'm talking about unstructured programming languages, unstructured programming languages. And the second one I'm going to talk about structured programming language, unstructured programming language, and structured programming language I'm going to discuss. And later I will go for what? Functions. And everything I will talk about it. So as a part of that, first I will go for talking about types of languages. Don't take much time. Students in online, again I am asking when the new topic started, try to respond. If you don't respond, problems. Now I'm going to write it. In industry, in IT, we have two types of programming languages. Two types of programming languages. They are, they are, number one, I'm going to carry. Both of them I'm going to write it. Don't take much time. I just want to take up quickly. Number one, unstructured programming language. One more is structured programming language. First, I want to talk about which one? Unstructured programming language I want to tell you. Later, I will go for structured. Structured, I want to tell you about. So let me talk about what unstructured can do, what structured can do, what is an advantage of both of them. I just want to discuss. Unstructured programming language I want to discuss. As a part of that, examples I am writing in this. Here, the example language is GW Basic. Even I don't know this language. This is the example for unstructured programming language. As a part of that, I am going to discuss here structured programming language examples. I am going to write it. C language, C++, comma, Python, and next is called Java. Next is called C#.NET, etc. All the languages which are available in the present world are called what? Structured programming language. So coming to this place, what do you mean by unstructured? Here I am going to add it. Unstructured programming languages does not contain, I'll write in the capital letters, does not contain the concept of, does not contain the concept of functions, does not contain the concept of functions. We don't know what is function. We don't know what is the meaning of function. I will tell you that. So that I'm going to say, students, so that we get the following, limitations. We get the following limitations in the application development. In the application development, we get the following limitations in the application development. What are those limitations? I want to tell you one by one with a practical knowledge I will give you. So there are some limitations are going to come 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 5. Don't take much time. It is dead easy. Because if I explain this concept now, you'll get more clarity on the subject. And when you come to structured programming languages, I'm going to get it something like this. Look at structured programming languages contains structured programming languages contains the concept of functions so that we get the following advantages. So that we get the following advantages in the application development. What are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 advantages we'll be getting it. So what is the change, big change in the application development here? What is the big change when you come to this mechanism? When you come to this development? In unstructured programming languages, with this concept is not there. Later stages, what is happening? They added this concept to the programming languages. They named as what? Structured. They named as structured. Try to speak out. Try to speak out. So, structured programming languages will contain the concept of what? Functions. So, what are those advantages? I'm going to write it. These are the limitations I'm going to take up. Online students, carefully try to follow, guys. Now I'm going to take straightforward one example. One example I'm going to take up. Now see students, you take by yourself. One question I'm asking. Suppose you are developing one project, student. One project you are developing. One person you take it. You take by yourself. You are developing one project. And you are writing the code for creating QR code, creating QR code, code for generating QR code. Do you know QR code? Have you heard about QR code? What is the QR code? Scanner. Scanner, printer. Huh? Printer, scanner. So QR code is nothing but quick response code. Just when you put it, it will respond. That is called QR code. What is QR code? Scanner, printer, something like floppy disk. These are all 1947 questions. If you say that indicates you are an innocent person, should be up to date with the subject. Quick response code. At the moment when you scan it, you will get to whom you are transferring. That is called a quick response code. Okay, I'll tell you the code. This code you are writing in your project. This code you wrote a code. You wrote a code. How many lines you have written? For example, 5 lines of code you have written it. Project means what? You are writing that project. How many files are there in that project? 100 files are there. Do you know file name? .py, .py, .py. Are you following me? .py, .py, .py. I'm explaining even in Python also. I added some extra, even in Python level also, I'll tell you some Python projects. At Python level, what you will develop, I'm saying. So 100 file names are available. 100 file names are available. In one of the file name, called what? qr.py, you have written how many lines of code? 5 lines of code you have written. That 5 lines of code you required to use it in other places. 50 times you want to use that code. 50 times you want to use this code in your project. Then what you will do? There are two options in front of you. First of all, are you following me what I'm explaining? What is the code I'm having? QR code I have. I have written how many lines? 5 lines. In which program it is? qr.py. In that you have written how many lines? 5 lines. You need that 5 lines of code how many times? 50 times. What you will do? Will you write? I am asking a question. Will you write? Will you write? Will you write 5 lines of code? 5 lines of code 50 times? Will you write 5 lines of code 50 times? By taking what? 5 into 50 lines, 250 lines it will become. And will you write 5 lines of code once and reuse the same code? Reuse the code without writing. Without writing. Option A or option B? Option A or option B? Option B. What is the word we are getting here? Reuse. This type of reusability of the code is provided by the concept called what? Functions. Is provided by the concept called what? Functions. Why functions concept is useful? Why functions are so much powerful in Python? NumPy, pandas, you take it. What is the most important? Functions. In medicine sciences, what is the important? Tablets, medicine knowledge. In programming, what is the important? Functions. Without remembering functions, nobody will get the job. So, what is the first purpose of functions? To provide the reusability of the code. What is the purpose of functions? To provide the reusability of the code. How many times you are writing the code? One time. One time you are writing. How many lines of code you are writing? 5 lines. Are you writing the same code again and again, or you are reusing the code? How many times you are reusing the code? That means is your development time saved or not? So finally, I'm going to say functions will provide what concept? Reusability of the code. First, spell out the word once. Reusability of the code. Who will provide the reusability of the code? Functions will provide. Moreover, generating the QR code is called what? Operation. Generating the QR code is called what? Operation. SQRT. In our class, we used SQRT of some 25, we used it. Print function we used it. ID function we used it. We used some functions or not? This SQRT is called what? Calculating SQRT of a number is called what? Operation. And this SQRT function, you can use, I can use, anybody can use it. Are we writing the code for it? No. We are just doing what? Reusing. So what is the another purpose of functions? Providing what? Operation, and provides what? Reusability of the code. What is the purpose of functions now? Purpose of functions is to perform what? Operation, and provides what? Reusability. You take my example once again. You take by yourself one project you are developing and you are writing the code for generating QR code. You are writing 5 lines of code with a 5 minutes of time, for example. 5 minutes of time, for example. So 5 lines of code, 5 minutes. You need that code to be used how many times? 50 times. Will you write the same code again and again? No. Will you write the code one time? One time I will write the code and I will use many times to be reusable. That can be done by what concept? Functions. I hope you are following. Online students, if you come to this, you come to the point back. What is this now? If you come to the unstructured programming language, if you come, unstructured programming language, if you come, do you know what is happening? Do you know what is happening? This unstructured programming language. You are writing the code for what? SE1, software engineer 1.py. What is this happening? You are writing the code for what? Unstructured programming language. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, and then 5 lines of code is written. Or if you feel difficulty, take an example. Another way, there is a 100 team members are there. 100 team members are available. I hope this is best easy for you. Writing the QR code one time and reusing many number of times. Another situation is you have 100 team members. 100 team members. And what is the common task for all of them? What is the common task for all of them? Adding of what? Two numbers. Adding of two numbers. Then 100 team members, common task is what? Adding of two numbers. What these people will do? Come on, start with what? SE1.py. What is doing? Take this answer. I'm writing the code. Int, input of. What I'm doing? Enter first value. Enter first value. Careful. And I'm writing. Second value I'm writing. Second line also I'm writing. Second line. Enter second value I'm saying. Enter what value? Second value. Next time writing B is equal to this is. Next time writing C is equal to what? A plus B. A plus B you are saying. Carefully try to follow, students. Now A is equal to I am printing. Next time writing print of what? B is equal to I am writing. Comma B I am writing. Next the sixth line I am writing called what? Printer. Sum is equal to I am writing. Comma what? C. This is the code of line I am writing it. This is the code of line. How many lines are written? So here I am writing. Here I am giving a summary of it. I wrote as a software engineer 6 lines of code, 6 lines of code, and taken 4 minutes of time. 4 minutes of time is taken. I hope you are following me. I wrote 6 lines of code, 6 lines of code, and taken 4 minutes of time by one of the software engineer. And this is the code is written. Another software engineer is called what? SE2.py. What he also want? Need to do the addition of two numbers. Already, one team member has written already this code or not? But it is which language here? Unstructured programming language. Unstructured programming language is not providing the concept of what? Reusability. We can't reuse the code. What will happen in that case? In that case, he will write the same 6 lines of code once again. Same 6 lines of code once again he wrote it. Same 6 lines of code taken 4 minutes of time. You imagine now SE3.py also same. SE3.py also same. SE, so on I am writing. So on I am writing. Written here what, SC 100.py. 100.py. Imagine now, all the people has written how many lines of code? 6 lines of code, taken 4 minutes of time. 4 minutes of time taken it. Just imagine 100 people written 6 lines of code, which is taking how many lines? 600 lines of code. 100 people has taken 4 minutes explicitly. 400 minutes are taken. 400 minutes are taken. Is it not a waste of time? Online students, then tell me why I am able to write the same code again and again. Because unstructured programming language says what? No functions are present. No functions means what? No reusability. No reusability. We can't reuse the code. We can't reuse the code. Once one time you have written the code, if the same code is coming in further part of my project, I need to write the same code once again. Is it taking more time or not? So to avoid these kind of problems, we are going to introduce the concept called what? Structured programming languages are adding which concept? Functions concept. How it is done? Now I am going to introduce further continuation part here. Take care. Now I am going to introduce which kind of thing I am going to take? Structured programming language. Same task, common task, adding of what? Two numbers. What is the thing coming? Functions concept is there. What is the slogan of functions? Reusability. What is the reusability? I will carry. Carefully try to follow students. Now I'm going to carry this kind of thing. Online students, carefully follow. SE1.py. What is this SE1? Assume that he is a team leader. He is a team leader. Assume that he predicted this is a common task. This is a common task. 6 lines of code is a common task used by hundreds of team members. He is doing today one beautiful thing. The 6 lines of code, he written it and is giving some name to this entire lines of code. He is giving some name to this entire lines of code. He is giving some name. What that name is giving? ADD, that is add OP off. He is giving the name called ADD off. That means this entire 6 lines of code is saved under what name? ADD off. This bracket indicate X off. It is representing the function name. ID off. It is called a function name. Type off. It is called a function name that you have already seen in my class. Bin off. This is called a function name. Morning I have seen one student. How do you convert 45 into binary? What is saying? Take pen and paper and do this. That is called what? Mathematics. If you go to any big company tomorrow, when they ask that question, if you say like that, what people will see? Please go to college, they will say. College over now. College over now. So 1 lakh rank is coming. They are studying CSC. 1 lakh rank is nothing but water. Almost is supposed to be there in the home, need to help to the parents. Of course, I am not criticizing anybody. Improve the quality of education. 1 lakh 20,000 also MSET rank and CSC background. What they will do when they come out of it? People are saying unemployment, unemployment. Why not unemployment coming? Even subject also not able to grasp. Come to the point. Bin off. What is this bin off is doing? Is a function or not? Octof is a function or not? Hex off is a function or not? Today, I am giving this entire 6 lines of code written under what name? Add off. So, students, now I'm going to take it. Don't worry about that. Today I'm writing DEF stands for definition. DEF stands for what? Definition. And ADDOP off. ADDOP off. Dear students, and don't feel that I said 1 lakh rank. If anybody get 1 lakh rank, don't feel it. And even if feel also, no problem. No problem. Because I speak, K.V.Rao sir will speak only facts. Facts, na? Okay, you don't feel it. Even though you get 1 lakh, if you realize now, you daily will read 6 to 7 hours. Compulsory you will get job. After getting 1 lakh, still if you roam here and there with friends now, that 1 lakh will go to 2 lakhs. That 2 lakhs will go to 3 lakhs because friends are very danger. No friends to be there up to job is coming. Once job coming, only decent friends will be there. During studies time, if you make friendship now, problem will come. If the friend is kachara friend become total, become problem. Kachara, that that is natural. That's why decent friendship is required. Who is your friend? Python, HTML, CSS. These are the friends. Anyhow, come. What is this now? I will explain DEF and everything. What is this entire thing is called function definition. Spell out. What is these are called code. The problem is given. That problem is written under what name? Function name. Well, now I'm going to take up sc2.py. What he is doing in sc2.py is coming to sc2.py. What is simply calling addop. He is just calling the function, invoking the function. What he will do? The PVM will go to where? This place, enter the first value. Whatever he enter the first value, he will take. Whatever the second value he will enter, it will add and giving the result or not. Easy writing the same code again and again? No. Next time writing one more kind of logic. sc3.py. What is this sc3.py? It's doing the same thing. What is this concept is called reusability. And the next time writing sc4.py, sc3.py, so on I will write what? sc100.py. What will happen now? Come on, fast. What is happening? Is calling all these functions one by one. Add of OP, add OP, all the functions are calling one by one. We are just going to this place. How many times defined? How many times I written the statements? But other time I'm going to do what? Reusability. Am I getting the output or not? So finally I'm going to take it. How many times I wrote the code? One time only. 6 lines of code written one time. 6 lines of code, one time written, and what? Taken 4 minutes of time, and it is reused by what? Thousands of people, thousands of programmers, thousands of programmers. This is happening only because of which concept? Functions. Are you able to understand? So if any task is given, if it is a common, the task related logic, task related block of statements to be written in how many times? One time. Under what name? Function name. And other people can do what? Reusing the same code again and again. What are the advantages of functions? Come on, number one. What did you felt? Here, what did you felt? You tell me first of all. In the case of here, what did you felt about in this unstructured programming? First, you tell me that. Number one is what? Quickly. Application development time. Number one, I am talking about application development time. I will explain. Second one is called what? Application memory space point of view. Memory space point of view. Third one is called what? Application execution point of view. Execution, execution time. And the fourth one is called what? Application performance, application performance. And the next is called what? Redundancy, redundancy of the code. Redundancy of the code I am talking. These are the primary factors of our development. Come on. Application development time is what? Less or more? Less or more? In the case of each programming, unstructured. Application development time is more. Why more? Don't tell simply. Why more? 100 people written 400 minutes of time. It will become 400. Next, what about the memory space? 6 lines of code written 600 times. It is taking more. And the next is called what again? Execution time is also going to be more. More space created, more execution time it is taking. What about the application performance? It is degraded. Gradually, it is becoming degraded. If my lines of people are increasing, writing the same thing again and again, performance is gradually decreasing. So, in first class, second class, third class, fourth class, fifth class, 10th class, you are perfect. Intermediate also you are perfect. This is your 17 years of age. Once you entered into where? Engineering, and later you are going to be like this here. And this is what I observed in the 65% of the 70% of the students. Correct? Correct or wrong? Correct? Na? Is it correct or wrong? So this is what I observed. And knowing by seeing a lot of people, known people. And yesterday I come to know one of my relative in intermediate. Yesterday only I come to know in 10th class he got 10 by 10. In intermediate he got 950 by 1000. And last year he joined engineering in one college. It's a normal college because of MSET rank is very high. And I come to know yesterday only he failed in two subjects. He failed in two subjects. You see his career here, evergreen career, and he failed in two subjects. Why? Bullet, bullet, very big sound is coming, pollution, creating a lot of sound. While going, sound, some bomb sound is coming while going. What is that thrilling? I don't know. If any such person is coming behind of me, I'll take my vehicle for few minutes away. Otherwise, I'll get a problem. To whom that person will hit, we don't know. Let him go first. Correct or not? So because of that, friends, bullet, these parents are giving what? Engineering first year. And they will feel that he is a Guido Van Rossum or somebody else he will feel. And they will give bullet, whatever they like it, they will give. And finally, they will have thrill in enjoying that. And they will not touch the subject. And when entering into more career oriented, luxuries you have to reduce. That is my advice. What is that? Function multiple times, or will you call the same function 50 times? A single person calling the same function 50 times. Suppose you take your mobile. Huh? Different? That only I'm saying. No? You have 100 files. You need a QR code 100 times. How you will call it? In one file, one time you will call. In another time, another function, same function you will call. Same time means you are talking in terms of minutes, hours like that. We'll come to that. Once again, I'll come to that. After completion of it, I'll take your doubt. Okay? Na? Right. So here we are coming to, this is a function now. This is called what? Drawbacks. Performance is degraded. Redundancy of the code is what? Minimized. Sorry, where I'm in? I'm in unstructured programming. Unstructured programming problem is what? Redundancy of the code is what? More. Same code is repeated, same thing many times. Because redundancy meaning is what? I hope you are understanding about what? Duplication. Duplication or what? Replication. Replication or repetition. What is the problem with that? Suppose I wrote this code for integers. Integers. All of a sudden, the team leader asked us to change it to what? Complex numbers. What he will do? The total 100 people has to change this concept or not? They have to write what? Complex. They have to write complex. And again, they need to use what? Complex. Again, they need to use complex. Like that, how many times I have to change it? In all 100 times, I have to change it. If I change 100 times, is it not a burden on the programmer side? And that too, in one moment they are forgetting, in one moment they changed it. If I run my code, ambiguity problems will arise. Ambiguity means what? Different results will come. Different results will come. What is ambiguity meaning? What is an ambiguity? Ambiguity. Have you heard about ambiguity? Ambiguity means, take one example. I said this is a blue ball. This is blue ball. This is called what, red ball. This is red ball. This is called one more thing called green ball. This is. And I said, take ball. What you will ask me? Which ball? That means you are asking for clarity. I said, take the ball. These are all called what? Ball, ball, ball. Take one ball, I said. Which ball you are asking for clarity? If I take the ball, there in my question itself, there is a clarity is not there. Clarity is missing. Take the red ball, then you are having clarity. Take the ball, it is an ambiguity question. Are you following that? So when I changed sometimes and not changed sometimes, you will get ambiguity problems. That ambiguity problems will be eliminated by reducing my code. So this functions are not there. Ambiguity, that is the redundancy of the code is becoming more. Now the point is, in structured programming languages, which concept came? So whichever code you are decided to reuse more times, write that number of lines of code under one unit. That unit I am going to reuse again and again. Many times I am going to reuse. Whether you are a same programmer or a different programmer or whatever the programmer, I am going to use it. Mathematics also I will introduce. What are the advantages you are getting? Because of that, what are the advantages you are getting? Here only. Advantages are what? Application development time is what? Less. Application development time is less. You are taking less time to develop because one time only I am writing the code and many times I am reusing. Application memory space is always less. Why? I'm writing one time. It won't take many number of times. And application execution time is what? Very less because the written 6 lines of code and used again and again, again and again without taking any memory space. That is the beauty of functions. And application performance is what? Enhanced. Enhanced means what? Improved a lot. Improved. Enhanced means what? Improved. Enhanced means improved. Redundancy of the code is minimized. Redundancy of the code is minimized. Minimized means what? Reduced. So in this case, what is happening? If I change it to what? Complex. If I change it to complex, how many times I am changing my code? One time I am changing, is it reflected to every person code or not? That is the meaning of redundancy. These are the advantages of what? Functions. So tell me, what is the purpose of functions? Purpose of functions is to perform the operation. Means like this. To perform the sum of two numbers. Plus, it is providing what? Reusability of the code in the further programs. Whether you will call one person will call or multiple people will call or that doesn't matter. But one person will call that function one time only. Two times I don't call it. Two times I don't call it. One time only I will call it. I hope you are following that. So now I am entering into the further. Online students, is it clear for all of you? Is this concept is clear? What are the use of functions? Tell me everybody. What are the use of functions? Come on. Perform the operation and provides what? Code reusability. Now I want to calculate the sum of two, what do you call, square root of the number. I will use the function name called what? SQRT of 25. What I am doing? Performing operation. At the same time, I am using code reusability. This was done by somebody. Now I am going to pass. I am going to call it. I am going to get it. This is the beauty of what? Functions purpose, functions advantage. I think you are getting it. Now, mathematics you take. Mathematically, you take one small thing. In mathematics, I think you heard about functions. Do you know mathematics in functions? Maybe I studied in 8th class. If I'm not wrong, 8th class only, I think. You might be studied in 6th class, I think so. Correct? Completely not studied. Studied, completely not studied. Studied, yes, good. So, by studying that, what did you understand? By studying that, what did you understand? By studying that functions, what did you understand? Online students, try to answer my question. Don't sit quiet and calm. Come on, fast. By studying functions, what did you understand? Quickly. I need to know the answer. In mathematics, there is a functions. In 10th, in 8th class functions are there, 9th class also, even in intermediate also functions are there. Tell me, what is the need of functions? Everybody must answer my question. Do you know? Don't know. But you will do the problems. How? See, consider, consider, because in my class, hmm, so Dheeraj is saying to perform certain operation on different variables. Myself only said that functions are meant for what? Performing operation and provides what? Code reusability. Myself only said now, just now. Consider the following. What is that now? F of x comma y. Don't take much time. Now I'm coming to the coding very carefully. X comma y is equal to x plus y. G of, okay, let it be. F of x is equal to x plus y. Calculate. Now I'm writing calculate, calculate. First bit f of 2 comma 3. Second bit f of 10 comma 20. Third bit f of minus 10 comma minus 20. Fourth bit f of what? Minus 40 comma 50. Can you solve it? Easy. What is an answer for that? 5. What is an answer for this? 30. What is an answer for that? 10. What is an answer for that? 10. So you said answer. That means you are a very good student. But what is the use of functions? Just now I said no. Functions are used for what? Performing the operation. Which operation it is? Addition of two numbers. Same, whatever I explained in a concept format, I am representing in my mathematics format. What is this line is called? What is this line is called? And what are these lines are called? This line is called, now I am defining function definition. Spell out. Function definition. Spell out what is this is called? Function definition. What are these things are called? Function calls. Function calls. Function calls. Spell out. Function calls. These are the two parts you must take care in the programming. Number one, what is required? Function definition. Number two, what is required? So what are you doing now? What are you doing now? What is this is called? Function call. When the function is calling, PVM will go to where? Function definition. Execute it and giving the result called 5 or not. Second one. Again, I will explain. I am coming to the coding slowly. This is known as what? Function call. The moment when you call function, it will go to this function definition, execute it and giving the answer called what? 30. Next, this is called function call. It will go to the function definition, execute it and giving the answer called what? 10. Next, this is called a function call. It will go to the function definition, execute it and giving the answer called what? 10. What these are all called? Function calls. What these are all called? Function definition exists how many times? Come on. Exist only once. Function calls exist how many times? One or more number of times. Correct or not? One or more number of times. I hope you are following. Easy or difficult? In our case of mathematical representation, as you understood just now, in the case of here, how many times this definition is existing? One time. How many times I am calling? What these are all called? What these are all called? Function calls. Easy. This is going to be there as a big role it is playing in the programming. Function call. And this is called function call. What this is called? Come on. Function definition. How many times I define? One time. How many times I am calling? The moment when I call it, it will go to the definition or not. Similarly, mathematics also same. It is defined how many times? One time. How many times I am calling? So I am calling all of a sudden this one. I am saying g of 3 comma 4. What is the answer? G of 3 comma 4 is first of all what is it called? Function call. By looking at it, you can say easily. What this is called? Function call. Where it is suppose going to this place, it is going to this place. But what is the name here? If what is the name here? So it is going to give you what in Python? Name error. What error? Why name error? Your function name is f, but is calling on which name? So it is giving you which error? If we go to my program, I am going to take addop1 now. My function name is what? But what is my function calling? Do you have any such function definition here? You will get which error? Name error. I think you are following me. This is called a name error. That means for every function call, compulsory what should be there? Function definition. Otherwise, you will get name error. And be careful in understanding this. And now I am telling about one more thing. Function definition will execute when we call it. Correct or not? Function definition will execute when we call it. For example, I am having h of x comma y comma z is equal to x plus y plus z. For example, this is also known as what here? Function definition. By looking at it, you can say easily. This is function definition. This is also function definition. And you are calling, it is going to this place. It is going to this place only. First one only taken care. And first one only taking care. What about this now? Am I calling? No. Since I am not calling, it will not execute at all. So function definition will execute only when we call it. If we don't call it, it will not execute. Are you able to follow? Suppose you are there in the metro station in Amirpet and I am also there. When I call it, then only he will come. When I don't call it, he will not come now. Something like that. When there is a function call, function execution definition will execute. Otherwise, no. So function definition voluntarily will not execute. Function definition will execute when you call it. Otherwise, it won't be. Are you able to get it? Something like what? A tube light here and there is a switch here. The switch is known as what? Calling. When you switch on, then this functionality will come. If you don't call it, it won't execute. I think you are following me. Let us move to the further. Now I'm entering into the further. Take care. Now I'm coming to the programmatically slowly. What is this line is called? Quickly, quickly. What is the purpose of this definition of the function? Doing sum of the two numbers. That is my logic or not? So take care. And when how many parts will be there in functions? Two parts. One is what? Function definition. One more is called what? Function call. Function definition, function call. Which one is the most important component? Function definition is an important. Function call is dead easy to call. Are you following? So first we have to define the function. Later we have to go for what? Function call. Okay, done. Now I am going to take care about how to do that. Why functions are used for? To perform operation. To perform an operation, as I told you, what is required? Function is required. To this function, to perform an operation, compulsory, what do you need? Input is required or not? That input, what is the function is doing? Taking the input and it will process or not? And it will give you what? Output. It will take the input, it will process, and it will give you what? Output. These are called what? Phases we can call. What these are all called? Phases. These are called what? Parts. These are called phases. Every function is meant for performing an operation that will take input, that will do the process, that will give you the output. In my case, what is this 2, 3 called? What is this entire line is called? First of all, function call. What is this 2, 3 called? Input. This 2, 3 called input. Going to where? Definition. 2 plus 3 is added and giving the result called what? 5. Here what is available? 3 things are there compulsory. What is 2, 3? Input. What it is doing? Processing by adding and giving the result called what? 5. Are you following? A human being, you take it. Definitely, if you want to walk, if you want to read the notes and everything, you need to take input. You need to give input in the form of food or in the form of snacks. Your body will process and it will give you energy by expecting the body that he will read the Python notes or he will do something good work. But you are doing charting, you are sleeping, etc. You are doing it. So every human being is called a function, taking input, processing that input, and giving the output in the form of what? Energy. Are you able to get it this point? Similarly, functions will take what? Input. Functions will process. Functions will give you what? Output. Come on, start. What is this 2, 3 called? Input. What is this entire line is called? Good. Function call will take you to go to where? In the function definition, this sit properly. Look, కూర్చోకూడదు. You are online student. Sit properly. See, everybody is sitting. Don't sit in your own way. Sit properly. What is this 2, 3 called? Input. What this entire line is called? Function call. It will go to where? Function definition. These inputs are stored in where? X and Y. These X and Y are called formal parameters we can call. Formal parameters. Parameters means don't think that they are very danger. They are called after all variables used in where? Function definition. Understand? Whatever the input I am sending, such input is going to carry to the definition. In the definition, I am going to hold that input. 2 coming, 2 variables I will use. 3 values are coming, 3 variables I will use. 4 values are coming, 4 variables I will get. If I don't pass any input, I will take in different way. So right now you think in the 2, 3. The 2, 3 will be stored in where? X and Y. What that X and Y are called? Formal parameters. Where are you using that formal parameters? Why do you use formal parameters? To store the input, to hold the input coming from where? Function call. That type of input stored in X, Y are processed with the logic. That is called a logic you are writing. If any problem is given, that problem related logic you will define, that will process the input. And it will give you the result called what? 5. What is this 10? This line is called quickly. What is this 10, 20? Going to where? 10 is stored in where? 20 is stored in where? Y. 10 plus 20, 30. 30 will be given. So finally, what is this conclusion? If we want to define a function, what is number one required? Number one required, F. What is that F? Function name. Every function definition compulsory will take what? Formal parameters. That I will tell you. When to take, when to not to take. Here in my index, it is available. What is the index here? You see, number of approaches to define functions. I'll tell you 4 different approaches. Come on, what is this XY? Number 1, take the function name. Number 2, take the parameters. Number 3, I need to define what? Function logic. That is a function processing logic. We call it as problem solving logic we can call. Problem solving logic we can call. That is also known as business logic we can call. Business logic is nothing but once the problem is given, that problem solving logic I will write in the form of block of statements. Suppose if I take a QR code logic I will write. If I take x square plus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, it is a quadratic equation. I want to calculate the roots of it. Calculating the roots of the quadratic equation, block of statements I will write in the form of what? Logic in the function. Are you able to follow? Then How many things are required to define my function? Number one, what name? Function name. Number two, parameters. Number three, function processing logic. Spell out function processing logic. Come on, faster. Syntax for defining the function. Tell me, syntax for defining the function. What is the first thing? Function name. I am writing function name. Open the bracket. I am writing list of what? Formal params. List of formal params. I will write one word called if any. You don't worry about it. This place I will write indentation symbol. And to define any function on your own, Python says that use which keyword? DEF. DEF is a keyword used for defining the function on your own. So the first part is what? Keyword called DEF and function name, and then what? List of formal parameters and colon. I written there. Next I'm going to write it what here? After finishing that, I'm going to write it. Some block of statements I'll write it. I will write here. Indentation block you need to know. Statement number one, statement number two, so on. I will write n number of statements. Statement n I will write it. Statement n I will write it. Statement n. These are all called what? Block of statements. These statements represents block of statement. That is called function processing logic we can call. This is known as the business logic we can call. So what is the first keyword? DEF is a keyword to define the function. Second one is called what? Function name. And the third one is called what? List of formal parameters. Fourth one is called what? Block of statements meant for performing the operation. That is called business logic we can call. These are the main important parts. Inside of that, I am writing one more thing. Careful in writing. There I am writing within the triple quotes. It is an optional first of all to write it. Doc string we are writing. Within the triple quotes I am writing. This doc string represents commenting the function. That is called providing the description description for explaining the functionality of the function. Like when you buy any medicine, behind the medicine, they will write some functionality or not. Any component when you buy it, they will write the description why that medicine is. Something like that. Description for explaining the functionality of this function. And this is totally optional to write it. I may write it, I may not write it. Why these triple double quotes? Because the description may be either a single line comment or multi-line comment. If my description is so long, I will write it in triple double quotes. If it is one line, you can write it in single line comment also, no problem. Example, I'm going to say, see this. Now I'm going to take up, define a function. Take the example. Example practical I'll show you today. Normally I'm showing define a function for adding of two numbers. See students, what is the keyword first of all? DEF. Come on, already you heard about DEF. What is my function name? ADDOP. A comma B. What is A comma B? Formal parameters. What is ADDOP? Function name. What is the DEF? Keyword to define the function. Here I am writing triple double quotes. This function is used for adding of two numbers. Adding of two numbers. I am just writing like this, written like this. This is a purely a comment. I may write it, I may not write it. This is representing what? Doc string. Getting? Next point I am writing. I may write, I may not write it. For a minute, you take it off. Now I am going to add. My inputs are stored in where? AB. You add them. Mathematics. Here, x plus y. Here what? A plus b. When you add this result, I need to store it into some variable or not? And carefully try to follow this line, whatever is written here, this part. See, before this colon. This part is known as what? This part you see. This is known as what, function heading we can call. What this is called? Function heading. Like a head and body for you. Function head. And this part is called what, function body. Function body. Both together is known as what? Function definition. Function definition is equal to function head plus function body. I think you are following me. Function definition is containing what? Function heading plus function body. What is this formal parameters exist in function heading? Of course, this total thing is a part of function definition only, but I'm splitting that into detail. A, B are called what? Formal parameters. Used in where? Function heading. What is the C is equal to A plus B? C is a variable used in where? Function body. Come on, guys. You are going out of order, I think so. This is known as what? Function heading. This is called a function body. Function heading contains what? Formal parameters. Function body, I am using some special variable to hold my result of the function processing logic. Such variable is known as what? Local variable we can call. Which variable? Local variable. So inside the function definition, how many variables are coming? Variable can be a formal parameter. Variable can be a local variable. Local variable is used inside the body. Why do you use local variable? To store my temporary result of the function or to store the function processing logic result. Why do you use formal parameters? To store my input. Now I am going to write it. Assume that I am printing the result C. Now coming to the program now. Come on now. ADDOP 1020. What is the answer? Come on, fast. 1020. What is the function call this entire thing is? It will go to where? Definition. What is the value going there? 10. What is the value going there? 10 plus 20, 30. Function processing result, I am going to store it and print the value C is called 30 printed. I'll tell you the number of approaches. I already said 4 approaches are there. I'll tell you in the next class. Today, don't worry. Now I am writing one more person is calling what? 200 comma 300. What this is known as? Again, I am calling the function with the different values I am passing. 200 will go to that. 300 will go to this. 200 plus 300 is called 500. 500 is printing. Next, I am going to take it ADDOP -4 -5. What is happening again? Going to the same place. -4 -5. -4 plus -4. It's -9 is printing. All these things are called what? Come on. Function call. And the next one is also function call. How many times I defined it? 3 times I defined. 3 times I called. 1 time I defined it. Is it not my development time is saved or not? How many times I defined? How many times I am calling? With what values I am passing? Different values I am passing. How many times defined? 1 time. How many times I am calling? So what is the syntax for defining a function? Number 1, def. Number 2 is called what? Function name. Number 3 is called what? Number 4 is called what? Doc string. Doc string. That is an optional. Number 5 is called what? Local variable. Number 6th point and 7th point also I will tell you. 6th point and 7th point also I am adding. See, when I am using local variable C, when I am using formal parameters B, I am writing something like def, some xyz function I have, some xyz function I am having. I am trying to print A comma B comma C. What is this AB and what is this C? It is related to which function? ADDOP only. But I'm trying to access those formal parameters and local variables inside of each function. This will give you error. This will give you error. What is that error called? Name error. Because we are not giving information about ABC in which function? XYZ. These are the variables in outside of the where in other function they are using. That means for values of formal parameters and local variables cannot be used in where? other function. This is called scope we can call. Scope of variables we can call. What is that is called? Scope of variables. I think you are understanding this. What do you mean by scope of variables? Where I can use, where I cannot use it. Where I can use it, I can use this A, B and C inside the same function only. You cannot try to access in other functions context, you cannot access. That is called what? Scope of the variables. Are you following? That is about the local variables and then formal parameters. And one more thing, last and final. What is ADDOP? Come on. Yes. After all, ADDOP is a function name. Function name is after all what here? Variable name only, no? Function name is also one name. One name. It is also called what? Every variable name in Python is what? Object. Every object will have what internally? Class. The name of the class of this function name, na? Class called function. Class function. Very, very important in interviews. Class function. What is the function? It is a class. Function is one of the class. That means ADDOP is one of the function name, which is known as what? Object name. Every object name will have a class name. That class name is going to be considered as what? Function. Simply, every function name is an object whose type is what? Function. It is a very important. What is ADDOP? Function name. Every function name is what? Object. What an object will have? Class. What is the class name of that one? Function. So, some of the people are not able to understand. Class object. Beginning onwards, I am saying L is equal to list. What is L is called? Object. How do you print that? Print of type of L. What it is print? Class list it will print. Class list it will print. Today, I'm going to carry this and don't get tension. I'll show you in the next class. Today, I want to tell you only the syntax I want to tell you. Other than that, nothing is there. Other than that, don't worry anything. Here I'm writing. Nothing to worry about it. DE of ADDOP, A comma B. Don't worry about it. C is equal to A plus B. Now I'm taking print of C. Nothing to bother about it. Print of what? Type of ADDOP. See that what is that? What is ADDOP? Function name. It is printing what? Function class. Now I am writing ADDOP of 2 comma 3. Answer. ADDOP of what? 10 20. What is that now? Answer. ADDOP of 100 comma 200. ADDOP. ADDOP of 100 comma what? 200. Like that. How many times I defined? One time. How many times I am calling again and again? So that is nothing but what? It saves lot of development time. Right now, don't worry about that. Are you able to follow? Online students, I hope I am giving clarity for you. Now I am opening syntax for defining one function. One small concept I want to show you. Syntax for defining a function. Instead of typing that, because I prepared one colorful explanation, syntax for defining a function, I will show you. Come to the point back. Read out that. All of you must read out this. Carefully read out. Start. Syntax for defining function in Python. DEF, function name, list of formal parameters if any. This part is known as what? Function heading. Indentation symbol. Indentation symbol. What this is called? Docstring. Statement 1, statement 2, statement n. This box is known as what? Function body. So function definition is equal to function heading plus function body. Explanation. Come to the point of it. Explanation. Here, number 1. Here DEF is a keyword which is used for defining the programmer defined functions. Second point. Function name represents a valid variable name and treated as a function name. And every function name in Python is an object of type function. You have seen it. List of formal parameters. Here, this part I am talking about. This part is over. This part is over. Third one I am talking. List of formal parameters represents represents variable names used in function heading, and they are used for storing or holding the inputs coming from function calls. Fourth one, doc string represents documentation string, and it is used for giving or writing the description about the functionality of the function. So, one small announcement, student. So, Django with REST API and Flask at 7:15 p.m. on 15/5/24 today. Django with REST API, Flask 15/5/2024 at 7:15 p.m. Today it is starting. Right. So now coming to the point of it. Point number 5. Point number 5. You see that statement 1, statement 2, statement n. Statement 1, statement 2, statement n. Indentation block of statements. And it is to process the input or logic for problem solving, and it is known as what? Business logic or function processing logic. In the function body, we use some special variables called what? Local variables, and whose purpose is to store temporary results. Very, very important. Next, I'm going to take up the values of formal parameters and local variables can be accessed only inside the corresponding function definition, but not possible to access in other part of the program and in other function definitions even. That is known as what? Scope of formal parameters and local variables. I think you are following. Next, online students, I think this is very, very important programmatically. Now I am telling about definition of the function. Now I am talking about the definition of the function I am going to take. Take an example, all of you. Take an example. Here I am taking ATM project, for example, or ATM application, you take it. ATM application or ATM project. This is my title. This project contains definitely what? Some operations will be there or not? Deposit. Deposit is an operation. Second one is called what? Withdraw is an operation. Third one is called what? Balance inquiry is an operation. Fourth is called what? Pin generate. Pin generate. So pin generate. Next is called what? Fifth operation. Fifth operation. Pin change. Pin change. Next is called what? Fast cache. Fast cache. Now I'm going to write it something like something like mobile registration or mini statement. You take it as mini statement. Like that, I'm having some number of operations. Take care. This is called my application. In this case, whenever you touch this deposit kind of operation will take place. Whenever you click on this, whenever you click on any of them, the particular code will execute, correct or not? That means inside of this is an operation. As a programmer, how can I think about it? In my ATM project, each one is considered as an operation. Operation can be developed by using what? Functions. So I'm writing deposit of. I feel that it is a function. Withdraw is a function. Balance inquiry is a function. Pin generate is a function. Pin change is a function. Fast cache is a function. Mini statement is a function. This is called my main program. This is called my big problem. That big problem is decomposed into smaller problems. Smaller problems it is decomposed into. I hope you are following. Decomposed into smaller problems. These smaller problems are called what? Functions. Whatever the decomposing pieces are there, they are called as functions. What is the function? What is my main program name? ATM project. In that ATM project, what are these called? Subprograms. These are called. This is called main program. In the main program, what is available? Deposit is one subprogram. All subprograms of main program are called what? Come on, fast. All subprograms of which program? Main program are called. are called function. One more kind of definition. A part of main program. A part of main program. I am writing here. A part of which program? Main program is called what? Function. A part of main program is called function. I hope you are following that. So you take an example by yourself. This is called hands, ears, eyes. This is human being is called a main program. Hands will do hands job, ears will do ears job, eyes will do eyes job, legs will do legs job. Correct or not? They will do their own job. Are you following? So each one is known as what? Function. What is the definition of function? Subprogram of main program is called a function. A part of main program is called a function. This is called a sub of main. This is called a sub of main. All of them are called sub programs. These are all called. Our part of main programs are these many. 7 subparts are there in where? Main project. Are you following me? So purpose of function is different. Definition of function is different. Why do you use functions? To perform the operation and provides what? Code reusability. What is the definition of function? Subprogram of main program or part of main program is called function. So if I come to that, a small concept I want to tell you. Look at, read out this documentation once. Come on, functions in Python. Read out. The purpose of functions is that to perform certain operation or task and provides code reusability. See students, this you have to remember daily. Functioning means what? Working or not. Correct or not? Functioning means whether it is working or not. Working means it is under operation. That's why function is an English word. Performing operation or task. And not only doing that, it will provide what? Code reusability also. You have seen code reusability. Advantages of functions. Already I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definition of function. Subprogram of main program is called function. A part of main program is called function. Parts of what? Functions. Come on, number one. At the time of developing functions in real time, we must ensure that there must exist two parts. They are function definition, function calls. Every function definition exists only once. Every function call must contains a function definition. Otherwise, we get name error. For every function call must contains function definition. Otherwise, we get what? Name error. Fi how? If I use a G, name error. Function definition will execute when we call by using function calls or without calling the function by using function call, PVM will not execute function definition. That is the most important. Phases in where again? Functions. At the time of defining function, programmer must ensure that there must exist the following phases. Every function must take input. Every function must process the input. Every function must give output or result. These are the phases. These are the parts. This is the definition. This is the advantages. This is the purpose. And I already made it types of languages. I already said in the class types of unstructured, structured. Unstructured what happens I wrote, structured what happens I wrote. And syntax also I said. In today's class, I completed my first part of the concept part I did. And up to here I did. And tomorrow I will go for completely coding I will start. Understand this? So tomorrow I'll tell you how many ways are there to define my function. I'll take a problem. That problem, how many ways I will define by using functions I will discuss. Don't miss tomorrow class. So you have doubt, ma? Clarified? Still it is there. You want to ask? Tell me. Next through example I will talk. Come on, fast. Example. One function def f1. Some logic you have written. Okay, now? 5 files. Okay. Here I am taking X dot py f1, y dot py calling what function, f1, z dot py calling f1. Hmm. Same. No problem. Same time or different time, that is not a matter. Let the lakhs of people are calling. Nothing will happen. It will come to where? This place. You'll get the perfect output. I will, Amma, overcast. System will, nothing will happen. If you, and if you are asking, I'm getting one thing in my mind. System crash and all those things, it will not happen. When you go to multi-threading, I used to tell that example in, of course, whether you know this or not, I don't know. Actually, when you take Abibus, you take it. You want to go to some service number, bus number, and you want seat number 10. Seat number 10. What should Seat number 10. I am sending a request for reserving seat number 10. This is called request number 1 in web application point of view. I'm talking. This is called request number 2, request number 3. 10 requests are going. What is happening? Same function they are calling. Which function? That is the reservation function. That time what will happen? Same resource calling. How many times? 10 people are calling from different machines same time. What will happen in that case? If I don't take the concept of deadlocks, you will get what? 10th seat is reserved, 10th seat is reserved, 10th seat is reserved. There is no problem. In this case, what is happening? Is it a problem or not? All four people goes to bus stand and to enter into this, you'll get what? Problem will come. This is called something different. This is called a deadlock situation. By calling the function, getting this is not going to be the problem. You'll get it. Where I am going to explain this concept for you, I am explaining in, if I go to my existing things, that also I am covering in my class. If we go to my place, D colon, here if you come in this place, threads concept is available. In that, there is a concept called what? Deadlock, synchronization, deadlocks concept I'm explaining, locking concept I'm explaining. Examples also available there. What is that example you see? Train reservation. Here I am having execution time. Here I am having somewhere else. Where is it? Somewhere else. There is a synchronization example 1, synchronization example 4, and all those things. If you look at that, I'm going to tell you the locking concept. I'm going to tell you the locking concept. In one more example, I will take there. There is a reservation students. One example is there. I used to, yes, here. Reservation concept is there. This also I'm going to tell you. That is because of calling the same function multiple times, nothing will happen. I need to talk about threading concept. There I will introduce it. Okay now. So this I will stop the code. This I'll stop it. And tomorrow class when I come back, I'm going to talk about the coding in functions. You have to attend morning 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you need to attend properly. So one class coming, other class sleeping, or morning coming, evening coming, like if you try to do it, brain also will prepare like that only. So during studies, you must be so sincere. Later, sincere things will come. So I'll stop the class and I will send you these notes. Read and come tomorrow class so that you can follow my coding. Online students, you hold on if any doubts are there. Otherwise, you can leave the session. Thank you, students. All the best. Online students, any more doubts you have, you can ask me. Any doubts are there, students? Online students? Anup, Anup Kumar.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Sir, actually, I have some problem regarding the last class.
Mm,
While doing the prime number coding,
mm.
I couldn't understand the inner loop of the prime number. I mean, how to call that number. There are some problems in that part. Could you
No,
please
first prime number logic you must understand, which I already taught to you in the
on
class.
the break statement?
What is the program number?
Uh, Yesterday, this for loop 7, sir. Example 7.
Example 7 is different.
Sorry. For loop. So inner loop example 8.
Inner loop,
Example 8, sir.
inner loop example 8. Inner loop example 8.
Yes, sir.
This for loop will supply this.
Yes, sir.
That I will
That
explain it clearly in the last question. This will be already correct. Time already done. This loop already done. Where is your problem?
sorry, sir. Actually, your voice is breaking. Could accountability here,
No problem. Line, which line you are having the problem?
sir. On the second, where the inner loop decide whether the number is prime or not.
Logic I already said
I
now.
couldn't.
It's logic
Sir,
already.
yes, sir. Sir, suppose where the number is 2.
Hmm.
Then for arrange 2 to num,
Or
I can.
range or I in vector 2 to num. 2 to means what? 2 minus 1. 2 to
Yes,
1
sir.
false.
Yes,
False.
sir.
False
Sir,
means it will come here.
okay, sir.
False means what? It is false. What is RES value in the beginning? True. 2 means
True.
2 is printed. It is a 2. Value num is printed called what? Num is 2 is printed.
Okay, sir. Uh,
This is what I said. When I am explanation now,
Yes,
the
sir.
logic I already explained. Separately, I explained this logic. By the time if you practice immediately in the immediate day, same day if you practice now, you will not get any problem. If you postpone that practice and if you listen the class now, it will be a problem for any student.
Mm.
You just go through it. For loop also you go through once. Range
Okay.
also you take because there are multiple concepts are involving. Range data, you need to refer. For loop also refer once. Basically, you refer the range data type. Once you read range data type, then you try to come to this code. You will understand. Today, what you do is you refer the range data type, which we discussed in the class. Then you come to this code. You can understand.
Okay, sir.
Still, if you don't understand, the class will clarify. Okay,
Okay, sir.
right.
So one more thing. Sir, is there any chances that we'll be taking the data science for Python in any other time?
No, no,
And
that is only the time. 9 o'clock.
okay, sir.
Right.
Actually, okay, sir. Thank you.
Uh, Any other students having doubts? Okay, students, I will upload the notes and then try to carry on this now. So try to take this and I will upload this. Try to download and then read well and attend to our class, both 9 o'clock as well as evening class. Thank you. All the best.